Crowdfund a comic book store. Here's the punchline. Get ready for it. Why not just make better comics? This whole article by Princess Weeks, she talks about everything but the elephant in the room. Everything but the most relevant and probative fact about the content of the product they're selling. If you had a bad product and you're a seller, you would go to the manufacturer and say, hey, this product isn't fit for this particular purpose, or there's some defect in its construction, or the advertising is wrong, or something is not appealing to our customers. Because it's just common sense. Give the person, if somebody wants apples, you sell them apples. You don't try to sell them oranges. Or in this case, you don't sell them poisoned. Poison apples is pretty much what comics is. Anyway, comicsgate makes better comics. So why don't the mainstream guys? How hard would it be to just not be assholes? Is that asking too much? I guess. A lot of people I talk to don't want to raise the uncomfortable stuff. But let me just say it. All the bad guys in comics are blonde or red-haired men out of Austrian central casting. Because I guess 80 years ago, some people did some things, maybe. So you got to show the world as it is. In the SJW world of comics, a superhero will stop a terrorist at an airport. But get ready for it. He'll be a white guy. A terrorist in an airport with blonde hair. Oh, but there was this one time. That's called a false equivalence. 90% of global terrorism is from the peaceful people. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram. Do you know what Boko Haram means? Guess what? They don't have blonde hair. In the alt-left world of comics, every gang is a group of blonde guys committing hate crimes. As much as I wish that was true, it just isn't. But we can dream. Hope springs eternal. Come on, guys. Step your game up. The insanity of Snowflake and Safe Space, or Iceman, Riri, Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, and the rest. I mean, really, there's a whole lot of these. Those aren't comics. Those are diversity hires. Thor was a middle-aged woman dying of cancer. Before you get your panties in an uproar about the female thing, how about the cancer thing? Oh, we want to have real life. People die of cancer. No, we want to escape from real life. Real life, yes. Real life, we actually have cancer. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks a bag of dicks. I don't want to read about somebody dying of cancer. No. Just escape. Escape is fiction. Aspirational, inspirational characters. The thing I notice about SJWs is that they are terrified of publicly being seen to try to make too much money. Oh, we don't want to. We want to fund our comic just enough to get it out there and pay our hardworking artists, our artisans. Buy local, shop local. We know comics aren't supposed to make us rich, but why not exactly? If your project made more money, well, that would mean, well, you got it out to more people, but it would also mean that you could get ahead on the next project. That means you could prepay them so you wouldn't have to stress the crowdfunding so much. You'd have a shorter period between crowdfunding and getting the book out there. This isn't rocket science. This is just like, this is pre-business 101. In case you don't know SJWs, they're socialists, sort of, in theory, except not really. Many of them are limousine liberals. Bernie Sanders owns 3 homes. Oh, but they're not mansions. And then they show the homes he lives in, and it's like, they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. I think we would all like to have 2 vacation homes, or 2 homes and a vacation home. It's more accurate to say that they want you to be poor while they stay rich. Okay, this is by Princess Weeks. I won't say it. A store in New York City is crowdfunding to stay afloat during this pandemic that is at the level of a very bad flu, and we're shutting down the world because of the 1,000 people died in New York. So how many people died last year? 900. So you're shutting down $1 trillion economy for 100 people. Maybe we could just make masks. Oh, well, America doesn't manufacture masks anymore. China does that. Maybe we could bring manufacturing back to America and we could make masks. Oh. Oh. Is that rocket science? Oh, but we want cheap Chinese crap. We don't actually need anything made in China. We can actually make those things in America. You buy a $25 flashlight in China, it will last 2 years. In America, to be fair, that same flashlight would probably cost $50. It would last you your lifetime. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm not. This isn't craziness, insanity, wacky clown world. This is all by design. The people who are behind this are very, very smart people. Anyway, you crowdfunded a business in New York selling comic books, which have sucked for the past, 20 years. Okay, you raised $14,000 out of $300,000. Great. So the guy who runs the store doesn't talk about anything important about, it would be cool if the comic with Marvel and DC, who are probably 90%, if they could just make products that people wanted. Oh, so you're anti-LGBT, SJW, women, brown people. No, we're anti-racism and sexism. What do you mean? Well, all your comics have blonde men as the antagonists. Oh, and if we're just being honest here, if everyone was in a closed room and there were no recording devices, and you put them on stand cross-examination, isn't it true that you do this because if you showed anything other than a person with blonde hair as the antagonist, you would get canceled on Twitter? And they might hem and haw, but if they're sworn to tell the truth, and penalty of perjury is a felony, they would probably admit, yes, if we showed a person with brown skin as the antagonist, we would get canceled on Twitter. And the thing is, they really do believe this kind of stuff. They really are this evil. Anyway, so he doesn't talk about any issue. And Princess Weeks, I won't make the token joke. There's a lot I could say about the Mary Sue, but I like this channel and I'm not ready to get kicked off yet, though I know it's coming. She doesn't talk about the elephant in the room, about the content of the product that they are selling. She just talks about her memories of enjoying the store as a child. Great. You've got this platform and you're talking about everything but an important issue. And then Vita Ayala, I can't remember a time when the store wasn't in my life. It's where I found my love of comics and where I met some of my best friends. It's where I realized I wanted to make comics. Gee, maybe you should start. And then I went to her Twitter, and turns out that Miss Vita Ayala, there are no comments on her tweet. She has no engagement. None. This was half a day ago, and she has no engagement. You're not making comics. You're making a communist wet dream, but it's not selling. And your industry went tits up in 2 weeks because you're selling absolute dog shit. You're selling racist, sexist. Oh, you can't be racist and sexist against men, but you can. You can, because that's literally what the words mean. Misandry. Bad, hatred, antagonism towards andry, men. That's sexism. Oh, but my college professor, my Marxist college professor told me. Really? I won't go there because I'll get kicked off YouTube. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to send me email, biancazombie602@gmail.com. But I will talk about it on a live stream. Or hit up my P.O. box. just put $1 in an envelope and mail it if you want to support the channel. There's no need for Jack Conte. There's no need for Patreon and all these evil people. Maybe we should just go back to just putting $1 in an envelope or $2 in an envelope and mailing it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. I will see you on the next episode.